So in this video, we're going to cover some of the top cases for the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. Just so you know, I bought all these cases with my own funds, but I'll leave a link for each case covered in this video in the description with current pricing and more information. Go ahead, grab your popcorn, and let's go ahead and get started. First one up is the Rugged Armor Case by Spigen. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'll know I'm definitely a big fan of Spigen. So this one's just a simple black TPU case, mainly a matte black finish, and then it has a carbon fiber look at the top and bottom. If you're wanting something thin, minimal protection, it's going to be tough to beat Spigen. You can see the texture on the sides that definitely adds a little bit more grip. Power and volume buttons stick out just enough so you can feel where they're located without actually looking at the tablet. That's always nice to have. Not real clicky or anything, but they do work really good. Cutouts on top and bottom for the speakers, and then oversized cutouts for the headphone jack and charging port. It's got a nice lip around the screen, decent screen protection overall, and then a perfect cutout on the back for the rear-facing camera. Overall, just a really nice job by Spigen. Now, if you want something other than a black case, you may want to try out this transparent case by MoKo. It's a slim, transparent TPU case. On the back, it's sort of a frosted clear case, but it's got a nice matte texture to it, which really gives it some extra grip. And it has some extra protection you can see there on the corners. And the power and volume buttons are covered up by that TPU material, and it's got that same matte texture to it. Again, not real clicky like on a cell phone, but they both work really good. So you get nice cutouts on the top and bottom for the speakers, and an oversized cutout for the headphone jack and charging port. This one might have a little bit better screen protection than the MoKo. The only thing I notice is it feels a little bit loose down by the charging port. I don't think it's really a deal breaker, just something to keep in mind. And then you have a nice size cutout for the rear facing camera as well. Not quite as perfect as Spigen, but still gets the job done. Again, minimal protection, and as usual with MoKo, pretty affordable. Next one up is by Fintie. This one is a folio style case. This one actually comes in 7 different colors. The one here is black. Pretty typical style here of a folio case. You have a nice pocket on the front. It's got a hard plastic shell that it snaps into. I like how they expose the power and volume buttons on this one. Same thing with the top and bottom, so you don't have to worry about any of the ports being blocked. Unfortunately, you don't get the auto sleep and wake function on any of these cases, mainly because it's just not an option with this tablet. And then you've got a strap here that kind of keeps everything closed. And of course, one of the main reasons why you'd want a folio case is, of course, you can stand it up. And you've got 3 different angles to choose from. Overall, just a solid case by Fintie. Now this next one is also a folio style case. Comes in 5 different colors. This one here is brown. Now there's no pocket on the front of this one, but you do have a strap here on the inside if you want to put something in there. It also has a hard plastic shell that the tablet snaps into. Now this one only has 2 spots as far as angles go, but this material actually has pretty good grip. You can actually put it pretty much wherever you want. Elastic strap on here holds everything together. And then you've also got a spot for a stylus. The buttons and ports are exposed on this one as well, so that's nice to see. Definitely much easier to get to the buttons and ports if they're not covered up with anything. Overall, just a really nice case by Kuroko. I might even like the style of this one a little bit better than the Fintie. Two more folio style cases here. This next one up is by Infolent. They usually do a really good job on their cases, plus they're pretty affordable. This one here is actually a little bit different. It's got this honeycomb pattern on the inside, and instead of a hard plastic, it's a softer TPU material. It definitely feels pretty rugged. Might even have just a little bit more weight to it. Even though the power and volume buttons are covered up on this one, they still work really good. Plus they stick out plenty so you can easily find them without looking. Nice little cutout to get the cover open. And then you got cutouts for the speakers on top and bottom, plus oversized cutouts for the headphone jack and charging port. Overall, pretty solid build quality on this one. Feels a little more rugged than the other folio cases also. Nice cutout for the rear facing camera. And then it's a magnet that keeps the cover closed. Now with this style of case, you have to sort of bend the cover back into a triangle and then it sort of just stands on that. Not really my favorite type of stand because you only get one angle, but as long as you're okay with that angle, it works really well on a desk or in the kitchen on the countertop. And even though not perfect, it also lets you stand it up in vertical orientation as well. Or you can just lay it down so it's propped up a little bit. Overall, pretty nice rugged folio style case by Infolent. Now the last folio style case in this video, this one's definitely a little bit different texture than the others. Almost like a black denim material on the outside, but then on the inside it's a super grippy, really soft material that the tablet snaps into. So the power and volume buttons are exposed, same with the top and bottom, so you don't have to worry about the ports being blocked or anything. Now the only downside is you can't get this in other colors like some of the other cases, but if you're looking for a black folio case, this one might be the best out of these four. It's got magnets right here that keeps the front closed, and because of the grippy material, you can pretty much put it at any angle, and it's gonna stay. Got nice big chunks of plastic there on the corners, so that's definitely going to help protect it if you drop this and it lands on a corner at least. Plus something you get with this case over the other folio cases is just that extra grip on the outside because of this denim looking material that has some kind of rubberized texture to it. Overall, just a really nice folio case. Now let's say you want something a little more rugged. Poetic turtle skin heavy duty case is a super thick TPU material, and you can get this in 3 different colors: black, navy blue, and red. I will say it does have a little bit of a funny smell to it when you first open it up, but I love the quality on these Poetic cases, especially the turtle skin one. Especially if you want to give this tablet to your kid, they can basically just throw this on the ground and it's not going to hurt the tablet. You can see they've got nice and thick power and volume buttons on this. And the buttons work really nice as well. The cool thing they do with the turtle skin case is they actually put these little ports for the speakers so that the sound faces you, and most of the time it actually sounds better than without the case. They also put some nice texture here on the side to give it a little extra grip, so it's definitely not going to slide out of your hand. And just look at how thick this case is around the screen. They basically have to cut out around the front facing camera because it's so thick. And then you've got nice oversized cutouts for the headphone jack and the charging port. And you can see how thick this case is on the back. Just look at the cutout for the camera. So yeah, if you want a super thick, nice and rugged case, it's definitely going to be tough to beat this one by Poetic. Now, let's say you really like the Poetic case, but you need something like a hand strap on the back and a really big lanyard. That way it looks like you work at Lowe's or Home Depot. Well, I've got just the case for you. This one's by Brayson. This one actually comes in 6 different colors. The one here in the video is actually called Cornflower Blue. Here's your big lanyard that they throw in. They also throw in a wipe for your screen. The back of this one has more of a silicone style case, but as you can see, it's super thick, super rugged. And it lets you rotate the tablet as you're helping customers. I mean, as you're viewing stuff online. This one doesn't have a screen protector built in, but it does have a really thick bezel around the front. That's made out of plastic. Super thick power and volume buttons, and they're actually nice and clicky on this one. Nice big cutout for the front-facing camera, speakers on top and bottom. Plus you're gonna get some silicone flaps there for the headphone jack and charging port. Plus you have a built-in kickstand here on the back. Pretty much only one angle, but it definitely comes in handy if you need a stand. And then the slots there on the corners are if you want to use the lanyard. Overall, just a really nice big and thick, rugged case for the Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. Now the next one up is the Revolution case by Poetic. You can get this one in 3 different colors. You've got white and gray, blue and gray, or black. And this one does have a built-in screen protector. You've got a hard plastic shell here on the back, then a flexible TPU material around the edges. First thing you want to do is snap it into the screen protector, and then it should just snap right into the back. Now, even though this is a rugged case, it just feels a little bit slimmer than the Brayson or the turtle skin case. It's still gonna add quite a bit of weight to it, but definitely feels slimmer. Got a built-in kickstand on this one, which is always nice to have. I feel like the power and volume buttons could stick out a little bit more, so they're easy to locate, but overall they work really good. Even though the built-in screen protector's on there, it works really good. You can barely even tell it's on there. You're gonna get really good screen protection on this one as well. Cutouts on the top and bottom for the speakers, then you have a flap for the charging port and headphone jack. I feel like you don't get quite as good a grip on this one as say the Brayson or the turtle skin case, but I feel like the TPU on the outside is still soft enough just to give you a little extra grip. Nice cutout there for the front facing camera and sensor. Perfect cutout there on the back for the rear facing camera, and you've even got some little holes there on the back in case you want to use a lanyard. So of course this is going to be one of the best rugged cases you can get from Poetic.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.